In the heart of the North American forests, where the silence of nature whispers ancient tales, there lurks a creature born from the very essence of hunger and cold. This is the story of the Wendigo, a horrifying entity from Native American folklore, embodying the darkest aspects of human nature and the supernatural. The Wendigo is described as a cadaverous giant, with ash-gray skin stretched tightly over its bones, as if it were mummified. Its eyes are sunk deep into their sockets, glowing with a hunger that is never satisfied. The creature's lips are tattered and bloody, unable to conceal its jagged teeth, perpetually thirsting for human flesh. Legends say the Wendigo is created whenever a human resorts to cannibalism, consuming the flesh of another to survive the harsh winters. This act of desperation transforms them into this creature, cursing them with an insatiable hunger for more human flesh. The more it eats, the more it wants, but it never grows full. Here are the main traits of this creature. Insatiable hunger. The Wendigo's most infamous trait is its endless hunger for human flesh. This hunger grows exponentially with every victim it consumes, making the Wendigo perpetually hungry and increasingly dangerous. Mimicry. The Wendigo is believed to possess the ability to mimic human voices. It uses this power to lure people into traps by imitating the voices of their loved ones or people in distress, exploiting their victims' empathy to isolate and attack them. Superhuman strength and speed. Wendigos are often described as possessing extraordinary physical strength and speed, allowing them to overpower humans easily and move through the forest swiftly, making escape nearly impossible for their prey. Weather control. Some legends attribute the Wendigo with the ability to control the weather, summoning storms, cold snaps, and other harsh weather conditions to disorient and weaken its victims, making them more vulnerable to attack. Regeneration. In some tales, the Wendigo has regenerative abilities, allowing it to heal from injuries rapidly. This makes it an even more formidable opponent, as conventional means of defense may prove ineffective. Claws and teeth. The Wendigo's primary weapons are its sharp, elongated claws and teeth. These natural weapons are perfectly adapted for hunting and consuming its prey, capable of tearing through flesh and bone with ease. Psychological terror. Beyond its physical capabilities, the Wendigo wields the weapon of fear. Its mere presence induces overwhelming dread and despair in its victims, paralyzing them with fear or driving them to madness, making it easier to hunt and consume them. Stealth and camouflage. Despite its size, the Wendigo is capable of moving through the forest without making a sound, blending into the landscape to stalk its prey unseen. Its ability to remain undetected until the moment of attack is one of its most terrifying aspects. Illusion casting. Some stories suggest the Wendigo can cast illusions or manipulate its victims' perceptions, disorienting them or leading them astray, further isolating them from any hope of rescue. Infection. In some legends, the Wendigo can turn others into Wendigos, either through a bite or by possessing individuals who engage in cannibalism or are overwhelmed by greed or despair, spreading its curse to others. Despite the Wendigo's fearsome powers and abilities, various legends and stories attribute certain weaknesses to this creature, offering means by which it can be confronted or even destroyed. These weaknesses vary among the narratives of different Native American cultures, but they often reflect the creature's supernatural origins and the balance between the physical and spiritual worlds. Here are some of the Wendigo's most commonly cited weaknesses. Fire. Fire is often depicted as a primary weakness of the Wendigo, with the ability to cause it harm or destroy it. Fire represents purification and is seen as a way to cleanse the corruption or evil that the Wendigo embodies. In many tales, fire is used to drive the creature away or to kill it, reflecting its destructive power against supernatural entities. Magical or ritualistic means. Some stories suggest that the Wendigo can only be defeated through specific rituals or by individuals possessing certain magical knowledge or powers, such as shamans or medicine people. These rituals might involve ceremonies, chants, or the use of sacred objects to weaken, banish, or destroy the Wendigo. The exact nature of these rituals varies, highlighting the importance of spiritual and cultural practices in combating such a creature. Weapons blessed or made with special materials. In certain legends, Weapons crafted from specific materials or blessed in a particular manner can harm or kill a Wendigo. Silver is a commonly mentioned material, akin to its use in werewolf legends, suggesting a supernatural vulnerability. These weapons might be arrows, bullets, or knives, imbued with spiritual significance or physical properties capable of piercing the Wendigo's defenses. Exhaustion. Given that the Wendigo's insatiable hunger is one of its defining characteristics, some stories propose that the creature can be defeated by exploiting this trait. The Wendigo can be driven to exhaustion or even death by forcing it into a situation where it consumes itself in a never-ending cycle of hunger, turning its greatest strength into its ultimate downfall. Environmental weaknesses. As creatures tied to the cold and desolate winters, Wendigos may also have vulnerabilities related to their natural environment. Changes in the season, particularly the arrival of spring or the thawing of winter, are sometimes depicted as weakening the Wendigo or driving it into hiding, suggesting a connection to the harshness of the climates in which they are said to exist. The Wendigo hunts those lost in the deep, snowy forests, using its supernatural powers to ensnare its victims. It can mimic human voices, luring people away from safety, only to reveal its true, horrifying form when it's too late. The Wendigo kills not swiftly, but with a terrifying delight, playing on the fears of its prey before consuming them alive. Survivors of Wendigo attacks describe an overwhelming sense of dread, a cold that seeps into your bones, and a smell of decay that fills the air. They speak of a force that can freeze the will of those it hunts, making escape seem impossible. The Wendigo myth varies among tribes, but its essence remains the same, a warning against the darkness in man's heart and the doom that follows when nature's laws are broken. It remains one of the most chilling tales of Native American folklore, a reminder of the fine line between man and monster, and the deep, dark hunger that lurks in the shadow of desperation. As we venture into the unknown, let us remember the stories that warn us of the Wendigo, for in them lie ancient wisdom and the haunting truth about the depths of human depravity. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the heart of darkness. If you dare to learn more about the mysteries that haunt our world, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for notifications on our latest explorations. Until next time, keep your fire burning, and never stray too far into the forest.